Hi, I'm Emily Rosenbaum from Heartstone Collaborative, and I wanted to take a moment and talk about grief and loss and how that might be coming up for you during this COVID-19 pandemic. So, some symptoms that you might be experiencing: headaches, trouble focusing, struggle with sleep, changes in eating habits, basically just not feeling that things are kind of going in that same rhythm and routine. You might say, well, of course I'm not. I'm stuck at home, this shelter in place thing. Obviously, I'm dealing with anxiety and these other things. And yes, that might be true. And you might also be dealing with grief and loss. Grief about losing a job, missing out on opportunities that you had planned, not being able to look forward to things like prom, a trip, nights out with friends or family. Maybe you're alone and mourning this time of connection with others. Maybe you're with family and mourning time of being alone. Maybe you've lost a job or been furloughed or reduction in pay, and you're now worried. How are you going to literally live without an income? And yes, that's fear, and that fear that was connected to losing something. And that's hard. So I wanted to take a moment and offer validation for your feelings. It could always be worse, and that's one of the first things I hear my clients say to me. Well, it could always be worse, so, and that's true. However, that doesn't help us work through our pain. It doesn't help us to deal with the feelings that we're feeling. So honoring, acknowledging, allowing ourselves to cry, allowing ourselves to be bummed out, to be sad, to be worried, because this is a time of uncertainty. So, if these are feelings that you are feeling, I then invite you to take some time to find ways to cope. Self-care is a great way to cope with grief and loss. Self-care can come through reaching out to a friend, having a Zoom meeting, playing games with people that are around you, sleeping, hydrating, eating healthy, taking time to get a walk in, exercise. We are supposed to limit and stay at home, absolutely. And yet that is physical distancing. That doesn't mean we have to be socially isolated. During this time, many of us have access to computers and the internet. So if you do, I invite you to reach out. You are not alone in your feelings, and your feelings are valid. There's also therapists who are offering telehealth therapy. Pick up the phone, give us a call, send an email. Find ways to connect with others. When we are feeling this grief, self-care, and having a big support system are the ways to work through grief. You are not alone.